Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand everything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
What is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. Normally, I drink coffee during the live streams, but this time, I'm drinking a beer. Let's see here, let's see. Got my Corona. I feel like Liz Warren in announcing her bid for presidency in 2018 or 2019. She was drinking a beer or whatever. No, not while she announced it, but she was on Instagram drinking a beer. Didn't go too well. Hopefully this doesn't turn out like that. Anyway, Ethereum ETF approved. It doesn't look like we'll be able to trade it, or it doesn't look like people will be able to. Oops, didn't want to show you that yet. Doesn't look like we'll be able to trade it till July or something, maybe another month or so. So it is what it is, but I would still argue historic moment, very bullish news, overall. So yeah. What's up, NBF? Can we jump up to 4,800, 5,200? Yes. Absolutely. Excuse me. Yes, we can. And, you know, you got the trigger waves. Obviously, you know, short term, what I was looking at, you know, holding VWAP. You know, VWAP has a lot of good strategies, especially for, you know, scalping. I think that's important to keep an eye on here. You know, Bitcoin as well. Potentially breaking up out of this kind of reverse head and shoulders. The next big place is going to be around the spiral line. You know, like we've talked about, ApeCoin, you know, a lot of these ones that there's a few of these that kind of have their double. I'm not a big time fan, but this was another one that kind of had that, you know, similar pattern kind of. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, still trying. That's, you know, lower low, but still, you know, still looking decent. You know, there's gonna be, it seems like we may be getting into that, you know, that situation, that period, you know, jumping up from there potentially. So yeah. Beam. Hitting that point. So yeah. NVIDIA, I think you'll get up to 1100 here. And then Solana ETH looks, I would argue most likely ETH would continue to, or would outperform it for a little bit. Solana is looking like you could break up to this point and then up a bit higher potentially. Probably should show you guys the trade. You guys got a little sneak peek. I was hoping we'd get more of an outcome here, but it's not fair to show you it yet, but I mean, it's impossible to imagine what I'm doing here. Hint, I'm not shorting. Yeah, shout out to NBF in the chat. Really appreciate you, NBF. 10:10 p.m. May 23rd. Let's see here. Brazil. Luciano, Brazil. Yep. It was approved. The spot ETF approval was approved. It's not going to be like Bitcoin where it's going to be able to trade tomorrow. It's a matter of weeks to months potentially. But it's still, you know, it's good. You know, it's good. It's approved. It is approved, yes. You know, the Bitcoin approval, as soon as it was approved, it was a sell the news in the beginning, in the very beginning. But I do think that this could be different here. I don't know if it's going to just nuke completely. And then funding rates are fine by my, yeah, more people are actually going long on Bitcoin, it looks like a little bit. So, completely fine by my metric. I mean, Bybit is one, you know, so we could keep going. Let's see here. Oh man, XRP, Bitcoin, Beam, yeah. Bitcoin down, yeah, enough at this point. A little bit of a scene of crime here, but should bounce upward. But these are some interesting bullish times. Now, when we look at treasuries are probably going back up a little bit. But I think as long as we keep this 2-week trigger wave to the downside here, I think this generally could have topped out. We'll see what happens. If this goes away within the next 7 days, maybe not. But we'll definitely have to see what happens here. In terms of trading this, had a lot of good setups in the Discord. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord for one free month, if you sign up to any exchanges down below, deposit at least $100, give you 1 free month in the Discord. Just open a support ticket with your UID, and we'll get you sorted. So yeah, but I mean, little wick downward. I don't know if it was on all the exchanges that bad, right down to that Spidey line. Wick downward and then right up. So hammer candle, in all likelihood, I think you would break upward. My guess here. Educated guess. So yeah, as long as you hold VWAP too, we want to hold VWAP. It's always what we want to do. It's what we want to do. Oh man. Let's see here. Trigger wave to the upside on the Euro USD. Euro might come up a little bit. The other thing too is a lot of Americans go on there. A lot of people go to Europe on vacation this summer. That could probably drive this up a little bit as well. As we get into our first month of summer, June. Other thing people have been talking about, I'm not the biggest follower of it, obviously, but makes people act crazy. We're correlated with that. We have a full moon. Oh, okay. We had a full moon yesterday. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, or today. Today we do have a full moon. So interesting. It was approved on a full moon. Okay. And I would expect, well, that full moon brought us down. Most of these are generally pretty bullish. So that one brought us down. I would assume the next one. Let's just see here. Up. You know, if one is bearish, that one's bearish, the next one's bullish, which is interesting. That was a little bullish. Yeah, I mean. Thing here, when you look at this, I mean, the true wave to the downside, that's the main bearish case in that 3-day, I would argue, but that's to be seen. I mean, it's still developing. I mean, we got to wait and see what happens with that. It doesn't mean anything to me at the moment, really. What's up, True Puri? Mercury retrograde, interesting. I'm not using no moon phases to trade. And I'm drinking a beer. Man, the credibility is so low right now. You know, the thing with habits too is good habits and both bad habits. If it's around you, I had some beer in the fridge. If it's around you, you will drink it. If it's around you, the likelihood is that you will, use it. So, get rid of those vices if you want to form good habits and put better things. But when you zoom out here, it does look a little bit. Yeah, but still in the larger time frames looks good for continuation. So yeah. But I mean, we could absolutely, come down to 64 again, then jump up from there. That's one possibility, obviously. I'm trying to think here. Yeah. Trigger wave though, that's good. I mean, I would go with bullish news. I would think we would go more upward. Ooh. We get a low crowd. I'll show you guys the trade so far. Nothing really happening yet. I'm not telling you the stop loss or the first take profit. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, interesting time. Interesting time for these markets. Looks good for continuation on the 2-week for the S&P 500 in all likelihood. In terms of Fed pivoting this year, I think it's favored for November now. Honestly, it's looking like they ain't going to do that until after the election, man. It looks like they may not do that until actually after the election now. It might be that they just let everything keep going up and then they pivot after the election. Then you get a pullback. I wouldn't be surprised with that. But yeah. Blood diamond there. S&P 500 down a little bit. I would imagine you'd probably get a bounce somewhere. I mean, if you follow that 2-week fall, the money flow is a little bit concerning. If you do get that 2-day bear div, that could be concerning, or the 3-day, both of those, but that's to be seen. I mean, so far nothing too crazy. When we look at potential, points in price discovery, man, 540, it's it's crazy. What could we see by the election, guys? We're in almost June right now. We could potentially see. Yeah. You could see it close to 600 potentially, which would be crazy. Is that enough to let Biden win? Something of this nature into November? Maybe. Absolutely possible. Come on, ETH, you could do it. You could do it. We have approval. Blast off. Let's see, what is front page on? Oh, it's still creation of Ether, not Ethereum, Ether ETFs. But yeah. Just hold NVIDIA, don't trade NVIDIA. I know that, Herrick, I know that a lot of stuff never plays exactly like before. So I think it would be more bullish before bearish, but yeah, it could absolutely happen. Lunar Moon rocket. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing with Trump is it's like, if everything keeps going up until the election, I think Biden's got a shot. Right now, it looks like Trump's got it in the bag. Maybe some more bad stuff happens with the lawsuits or whatnot. I don't know. Trump's going hard with his rallies. Kennedy pulling at 17, which is nuts. In this case, if this plays out, then you're looking at like 100% of, Trump winning. But Kennedy ain't getting 17, I don't think. Can Kennedy get in the debates? If he does, I think Trump would probably win. If he doesn't, then Biden's got a better shot. How many points would Kennedy actually get? I don't think he's going to get in debates. My guess is somewhere in the single digits, which probably won't be enough to really help Trump out enough, you know what I mean, to like really sway the election. Trump could still win in that case, but I don't think it would be because of Kennedy directly. What was I just had about Ross Perot. I want to, hold on. This is important because I just want to see. You'll understand what I'm looking at, why I want to look at this in a second. 1992 we want to look at. So this is obviously the one with Ross Perot getting like 20% of the vote. You need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If 5 or more are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. If more than, let me just see what the freaking. Give me 1 second. Just want to make sure that if 5 or fewer are false, 5 or fewer. So 5 or fewer are false incumbent. Okay. 5 or we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah. According to this, Ross Perot, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 or fewer. Yeah. According to this, Ross Perot caused Bill Clinton to win here. However, I mean, that was a significant kind of, 18%. What state did the man almost get? His Veep is probably such a, who is this? There we go, yeah. Pro Systems. That was interesting. Interesting. He ran again too, and he ran again in 96, but it wasn't as, at that point you were kind of. Just thinking here, I mean, look at how people looked in the 90s, man. They looked different. People look different in the 90s. I wanted to see the states, like what, I don't know if it what, What state did Ross Pro get the highest percentage of votes in? This is what you're watching me do. China and Taiwan. Wasn't there some news about that coming out today? I don't know if it was true. I don't think China's going to invade Taiwan yet. But if they do, that's potentially for World War III, guys. So, I mean, I don't know if that's some fake news or something. I don't see them doing it yet. I think it's not going to go well for them if they did it right now. In 10 years, it would probably make more sense. No, it doesn't even... He's a front runner? Wow. Oh, that's wild. I didn't know he was that big of a deal. Wow. Here's what, yeah. I want to know, yeah, he dropped out at some point, and then... Here's where it gets weird. Some shit happened that they did him dirty. They did him dirty. They definitely did him dirty. They did. You know who else they did dirty? What the fuck is his name? Ron Paul. They did him dirty too, I think. But they did this. I know you guys don't give a shit, but they did Ross Pro dirty here. Let's see. I just want to see what. Rolling Reese. Interesting. Okay. I wonder, the House would have probably picked Clinton, I think, if that. No, it was the first. It probably would have been Clinton. I think. Like, who was. That would have been interesting. The race. Only 12 million. Wasn't he a billionaire? Interesting. Class had to remain in the race. I didn't know that was. That's just. I don't think he did too well in the debates. Not a, yeah, first John V. Anderson, yeah. I mean, obviously RFK Jr. is not going to be in the first debate. Yeah, I don't think they're, yeah. Fighting back on ETH. No, not really. Coming back down. But we'll see. Re-hitting VWAP. I don't know. I think he could come up a little bit out of this pattern. I'm not exactly sure, though. Not exactly sure. Yeah. But yeah, 10:30 p.m. Been on about a half hour now. Apologies if this is a bit of a boring stream. Not too much to really talk about. It's still looking pretty dramatic too. All these trigger waves forming. Look, it's the same thing, guys. I started DCAing again. You know, I say the coins I DCA into every week. I'm going to be doing that until the end of June. Maybe even a little bit early July, depending on where things are. And then I'm just going to hold. And also do the trades and all that. AVAX, I was hoping would jump up higher here. Yeah, same thing like the, even Bitcoin, S&P 500, NASDAQ. I mean, if this does print a bear div, then things get a bit more bearish, but that's definitely to be seen. Yeah, it's to be seen. So, yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like getting off, just not too much. I mean, I think short term we got a good shot of jumping up a bit here, but it's it's kind of hard to say. I wanted to have a fun trade with the ETF news. Historic moment, but the night after, kind of boring. I mean, yeah, this could drop down farther, absolutely. Easily could drop down farther. Just got to see what happens here. Oh, Z. Okay, that's a good one to actually look at. Yeah, that's looking good. That's one of those ones that keeps bleeding against Bitcoin, but I mean, I'm curious about Zcash, ETH, probably even worse, I would assume. Yeah, just been awful. Well, can it jump here? Yes. Will it? I don't know. What was that other, just in terms of ones that the Winklevoss twins liked? Eternity Chain. That's been around longer than that. That one's a sleeve. This is probably a super small market cap, but yeah. I don't know what this is doing, what it is, but maybe it can do something. So yeah. ApeCoin, baby. ApeCoin. We all know. We all know that ape coin is the hidden gem, guys. The ape begins. But yeah. That and ape NFTs. Anyway, guys, I hate to kind of cut you short. I'm just thinking, I don't know. There's not too much else to really talk about. I mean, unless you guys have some ones you want me to look at, but everything kind of looks the same. I mean, it looks like it's probably going to continue, most likely, unless we get a major curveball here. I mean, I guess sell the news. That's the main thing. But other than that, I mean, still looks decent. Yeah, pretty boring. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm thinking with the reverse head and shoulder thing, we should jump up on ETH. Maybe that trigger, some of these trigger waves for me are a little scary. But, you know, we'll definitely have to see. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you guys. I'm going to get going. I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow, I think. And, yeah, check out the Discord. Check out the exchanges down below. Always work hard to give you guys good deals and stuff. So, yeah, check it out. Subscribe. We got 14,000 subscribers. Really proud of that. Really thank you guys so much for that. Really appreciate you guys. All right, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.